Hey, Shalom family, Boker Tov. Today is day 4 of the 21-day challenge. And the number 4 is Dalet, the door. Yeshua is the door. Okay, so today's reading is in Romans chapter 3 in verse 24. But of course, I'm going to read it in context a little bit. So we're going to start over here. Okay, starting in verse 21. But now, apart from the Torah, a righteousness of Elohim has been revealed, being witnessed by the Torah and the prophets. And the righteousness of Elohim is through belief in Yeshua Messiah to all and on all who believe. For there is no difference. For all have sinned and fallen short of the esteem of Elohim, being declared right without paying by his favor through the redemption which is in Messiah Yeshua, whom Elohim set forth as an atonement through belief in his blood to demonstrate his righteousness, because in his tolerance Elohim had passed over the sins that had taken place before, to demonstrate at the present time his righteousness, that he is righteous and declares righteous the one who has belief in Yeshua. All right, so I wanted to focus primarily on redemption here. I was looking this word up earlier. We are being redeemed from the sins of our forefathers and the sins that we ourselves have also committed. So part of that redemption that stood out to me is I had a personal experience happen some months back. And I woke up and Abba gave me the song Redemption by Bob Marley. And I believe after I actually had watched a music video from that song, I was blown away because I felt that this song was definitely prophetic. So when I was looking up redemption, I couldn't help but think that his bride is being redeemed. That's us. That's the children that are keeping the Torah, the instructions. And more importantly, they're keeping it from the tablets of their heart. Not just following this book. It's important for this book to guide us. But our first witness should be the living word. And then the second witness should be here. So that is where this Torah that is written in our inward parts is being redeemed. Right now as we speak, we're being washed by and growing in Abba Father Yahweh and being molded into the character of who he intends for us to be. So I wanted to actually read over here in Luke chapter 21, because this kind of coincided with what I was thinking about in regards to redemption, because we are being redeemed from the ways of this world. So we're being redeemed from our own sins and the sins of our forefathers that dwell in our members. But we're also being redeemed from the persecutions, from the trials and tribulations that have come upon us through this world and this system of bondage that we're under. And so only through Yeshua Messiah, our Adon, our high priest, do we actually have shalom, redemption. And it is nigh upon us. I feel it in my bones. I've felt this for a while, that we are all being redeemed, because most people look on the outside of them, what's going on around them, but redemption happens on the inside. It happens in this place that is being prepared for us, our minds. We're sorting through all the garbage, all the strongholds, and we're being redeemed and set free of the clutches of bondage that have held us captive most of our lives. So I guess, I thought it was 21, maybe it was 22. Hold on a sec, guys. Yeah, it was 21. Okay. So right here we have Yeshua, and he's talking about what things are coming upon the peoples. And we're going to start in verse 6. These that you see, the days are coming, in which not one stone shall be left upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And they asked him, saying, Teacher, but when shall this be? And what is the sign, the oath, when this is about to take place? And he said, See that you are not led astray, for many shall come in my Shem, my name, saying, I am, and the time is near. Then do not go after them. But when you hear of fightings and unrest, do not be alarmed, for these have to take place first. But the end is not immediately. Then he said to them, Nation shall rise against nation, and reign against reign, and there shall be great earthquakes in various places, and scarcities of food, and deadly diseases. And there shall be horrors and great signs, oaths from the heaven. But before all this, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the congregations and prisons, being brought before you, and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn out to you for a witness. Therefore, resolve in your hearts not to premeditate on what to answer. For I shall give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to refute or resist. And you shall also be betrayed by parents and brothers and relatives and friends, and some of you shall be put to death, and you shall be hated by all because of my name. But not a hair on your head shall be lost at all. Possess your lives by your endurance. And when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then know that its laying waste is near. Then let those in Yehudah flee to the mountains, and let those who are in the midst of her go out, and let not those who are in the fields enter her. Because these are days of vengeance, to fill all that has been written. And woe to those who are pregnant, and to those who are nursing children in those days, for there shall be great distress in the earth, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trampled underfoot by the nations, until the times of the nations are filled. And there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and stars. And on the earth anxiety of nations, and bewilderment at the roaring of the sea, and agitation. Men fainting from fear and the expectation of what is coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then they shall see the son of Adam in the cloud, with power and much esteem. And when these matters begin to take place, look up and lift up your heads, because your redemption draws near. All right? So that's why I read Luke chapter 21 here, because our redemption is drawing nigh. All these things that are happening in the world, persecutions from family members who we love, but we cannot make them have a heart for Elohim. I repeat that. We cannot make them have a heart for Elohim. We can love them, but we also need to set boundaries. We are being redeemed. And we cannot do anything about our families but pray for them. But in the meantime, if we're being persecuted by these family members, we need to separate ourselves. because otherwise our house is going to be broken down. It's like being in a storm continually. Your body can only take so much. It's like a boat being tossed in the sea. If the sea is agitated and terrible storms are occurring all around you, do you not think that ship is going to be sunken down and destroyed the longer it stays in that storm? Well, this is what people in many cases are doing today. They love their family so much, but their family is hurting them, persecuting them, mocking them for keeping the Torah, from wanting to follow the way, the pathway of Abba Father Yahweh through his son, our Adon, Yeshua HaMashiach. And these are the persecutions that we are all facing in various ways and forms. So we cannot get our family members, those that we love, to love Abba. But we can pray for them. And we can separate ourselves from them and have these healthy boundaries. So your redemption draws nigh. And it takes strength and courage, like I spoke about yesterday on the previous reading. It takes strength and courage to follow this path. And you need to stand up strong and not let the schemes of the devil and those that worship him get you down. You need to put on that full armor of Elohim and resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. And those that worship him will flee from you also. I pray protection over all Abba's Mishpachah family. For it is those that are guarding and keeping the commands of Elohim who are our family. Just like Yeshua said, who is my mother and my brother? But those that are guarding and keeping the commands of Elohim. This is how we know that we have a brother or a sister in this walk. Of course, we're not always going to get along or see eye to eye, but how we witness Abba's Torah through our character, by the words we speak and the deeds we do, show whether we are a Torah keeper. If we're bashing people, getting angry at people, slandering them, Yahweh hates this. He hates it with a passion. And I have repented personally myself because I know I have been guilty of this. But he is redeeming me from the wickedness of my thoughts and my mouth by me taking every thought captive to make it obedient unto Mashiach and his word, his debar, which is order and not disorder. So be the best that you can be. Be a witness unto those that do not know Abba, because you never know if by planting a seed in the ground of one's mind, if that seed will be watered at some point and grow into a beautiful plant that actually wants to worship and serve our Creator, Yahweh. So your redemption draws nigh. All of our redemptions are nigh upon us. Get your houses in order. Get your mind right. Repent, for the reign of the heavens is drawing near. And this is the time and the season of healing and showing everyone who our true fruits are for. But as for me and my house, we shall worship Yahweh, and Yahweh alone is whom we shall serve. I hope you all enjoyed this reading today, and many blessings and beracha to all my family in Elohim. I love y'all. Shalom. Bye.